Let me suggest that one key word captures the posture we need to have in response to this command of Jesus: intentional. Jesus gives us many things to do, but behind all we do is something else, something essential to being a disciple maker. You must be intentional in all that you do. Intentional means it is done on purpose, deliberately. And in this new book, in the discipleship.org series, Brandon Guindon shows us how to cultivate this essential posture of effective discipleship. It's not complicated if we adopt an intentional strategy and mindset. For those who are nervous about reading a complicated book with lofty ideas that never make a practical difference, let me assure you right now, before you even start, this is an easy-to-read book written in a relaxed tone filled with lots of stories. Brandon has written several books and has years of experience as a pastor and disciple maker, but I believe this is his signature book. It best expresses his personal life mission statement: I must motivate and inspire people to master the art of relational discipleship. Brandon invites you into his heart, his mind, and his purpose in life, and both motivates and inspires us to fulfill Jesus' final mandate through simple but profound points illustrated by stories of hunting, the tragic accident and near death of his daughters, and how he himself was discipled. Of course, he also shares practical suggestions rooted in how he has discipled others over the past 2 decades of life and ministry. As a bonus, he provides us with great questions at the end of each chapter to facilitate discussion with others. Brandon is the real deal. He lives what he writes about every day as a church planter, lead pastor, father, husband, and national and international trainer of disciple-making churches. He is one of the most highly effective church leaders in the United States. The fruit of his life and disciple-making is clear, profound, and far-reaching. I plan to ask everyone on the staff and in the eldership at the church I lead to read this book. It is joyful and easy to follow, yet it is also a profound journey that will help every one of us to effectively develop the strategy and mindset summed up in that one very important word. Bobby Harrington, pastor, author, and CEO of Renew.org and Discipleship.org. Introduction: An Intentional Life. I grew up in Alaska. By age 12, I had enough wild adventures that friends encouraged me to write a book. Shooting a moose, catching salmon on rivers, and flying in float planes were all part of a normal day. And central to all of these stories was my dad, Bugs Guindon. My dad was a man born in the wrong century. You might describe him as a mountain man or pioneer. If he had lived in the 1800s, he would have been one of those crazy guys who, upon hearing of rumors of gold in California, would have struck out with minimal supplies and gone in search of adventure and treasure. My father took our family on countless adventures, some of which did involve searching for gold. He's the type who would have volunteered for the Lewis and Clark expedition without hesitation. I'm proud to call this man of incredible abilities, intuitive nature, and fearlessness my father. In addition to having an adventurous spirit, my dad is also a jack of all trades. With a little duct tape and baling wire, he can repair almost anything, at least well enough to get a job done. He is naturally able to figure out solutions and solve problems, and although he is incredibly talented, he does everything with humility, assuming anyone else would do exactly what he does. While I share my father's adventurous spirit, I lack some of his natural intuitive abilities. God designed me to be curious. I'm always interested in understanding how things work and even more curious about people, how they think and function. God made me to be a person who wants to be effective and successful at whatever I'm doing. My wife, Amber, teases that when we go on vacation,